Hello everyone, A.M.R. Weather here, and today we'll be talking about Tropical Storm Debby and its possible inundations of the Carolina coast. Here we are looking at the sea surface temperatures where Debby currently is. It is basically just off the coast as of the 8 a.m. advisory. It's 29 degrees. It's going to go over that hot pocket of 30 and then go straight up north, making landfall in South Carolina. Where possible Ernesto is, it is 29 with pockets of 30, but we don't expect that to develop until the Yucatan Peninsula or the southwestern Gulf of Mexico, where it is 30, some spots in 29, and some spots even lower. Here's the GFS model. You could see Debby coming off the coast, re-strengthening into a strong tropical storm, and then still coming back into Georgia, although that is not what we expect for the track. We expect it to more go off of Georgia, go off the coast a couple 100 miles, and then go straight up heading for North Carolina or South Carolina. In my opinion, I think it will be just around the border, but we'll have to watch out. Here's the wind shear currently. You can see that it is still pretty heavy, but it still has some pockets of favorability. So it is still going to develop and strengthen more. So it will be probably a strong tropical storm when it makes landfall, 60, 65, maybe even 70 miles per hour. Here's the total rainfall. You can see that it is still quite low on this model. Some spots 12, 14, 16 inches, but we expect it to be much higher than that locally. Here's the vorticity. Let me go through to see where Debby is currently. You can see they have it getting stronger off the coast and more wrapped together and then making landfall back around the South Carolina-Georgia border, but I don't think that's going to happen at all. Let's go into what Debby currently looks like. Debby is not very well organized, although it is pumping up some convection off the coast and some off of the Keys. So, I bet that it can definitely be a strong tropical storm if it just spends enough time over those warm waters. Here is the current tropical weather outlook from the National Weather Service and NOAA. You can definitely see that this system hasn't done much. Still 30% in a week and 10% chance in 10 days. 2 days. And it is not expected to develop until the Yucatan Peninsula. And where Debby is, let me refresh this. You can see that it is just off the Georgia coast, or just making its move off the coast, so it is expected to strengthen again within the next 2 days. Here is the current path. You can see it is not going to move much over the next couple of days, and then make landfall sometime around early afternoon Tuesday, move up and into the mid-Atlantic, and then maybe make a couple landfalls as an extratropical storm in the northeast in my region of the U.S. So I'll have to be watching out, and anyone who lives in the mid-Atlantic or New England region, y'all will have to be watching out too in the soon future. Here is the ocean heat content. I wanted to show this first today before all the other stuff, because this is what I'm looking at. This yellows is medium ocean heat content that could easily strengthen the storm, and it might even have a chance to run for low-end Category 1 hurricane status. And here where possible Ernesto is, or disturbance 1, it is high ocean heat content all the way up into the southwest Gulf of Mexico. Here is the current storm surge for the eastern seaboard. You can see some spots of Georgia still getting 1 to 3 feet. As we move up through other spots in the whole entirety of South Carolina and portions of North Carolina, it's 2 to 4 feet of storm surge, especially if you have rivers or a bay near your house or any body of water. And then as we move up more, it is still 1 to 3 feet, which can still do a teeny tiny bit of damage, but not too much. Here's the official rainfall totals. You can see anywhere in that lighter red, that is a foot, and anywhere in that darker, more maroon red, that is 16 inches, and we expect areas of 30 inches locally. So y'all will have to be watching for some flash flood warnings. Even some flash flood emergencies are possible. And then as you see into the northeast, you can see that one tiny speck in New York, that's 8 inches. Most of the northeast is going to get somewhere 4 to 6 inches. So that could still cause some pretty moderate flooding. Lastly, here's the flash flood potentials. You can see for cities like Wilmington, Raleigh-Durham, Charleston, Savannah, and pretty close to Augusta and Jackson, a high chance, so at least 70. And cities in the red include Philadelphia, New York City, Augusta, Jacksonville, and some portions of Charlotte. So that's at least 40% chance. So that is some heavy flash flooding. And the rest of New England in the Northeast is at least in a 15% chance. So thank you all for coming in and enjoying this video with me today. If you like this video, please subscribe and like down below so that we can get the word out to more people. And as always, stay safe and be prepared.